Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. I've gotten far enough along here, we're starting to use the kitchen a little more. There's still, as you can see, a lot of work to be done here. We've got this top in and really enjoying it. I never want to, if you can avoid it, don't try to do a remodel while you're living in the house. But today, we're going to talk a little bit more about drying and some of the things we can dry. Here we have some dried ground cherries. We can use these to make pies or use them as kind of a raisin substitute. They're not going to taste the same as raisins, but we can use them as a raisin substitute. We have some dried summer squash here, our yellow squash. Some dried cabbage, just our plain old regular cabbage that we've dried. And we'll use that this winter in soup. A few dried red bell pepper. We have some more pepper in the dryer right now. Our dried eggplant, our aubergine. And here's what we're going to look mostly at today is our long bean. These here beans, you can see they're quite a bean. And we could can these or freeze them, but I like them dried better, really. Canned is pretty good. Frozen, they tend to be a little bit rubbery. I'm just not fond of the texture of them. But while we were picking, we did see some we missed, like so. The vines are pretty thick. And these will make good for our seed for next year. We don't have to buy seed for these. In fact, most of the plants I'm picking, they came up from last year. I had missed some pods, and they laid all winter on the ground. They came up when it warmed up this spring, planted themselves. So they climb all over the place, but we have some really nice beans here. And these will be, we'll let these dry the rest of the way. We'll shell these out, and that'll be our seed. So we can fill in where they didn't grow or didn't come up on their own, or we can do plant a row somewhere else. Really, we need to move them. Anyways, our long beans, we have cleaned these. We have these nice beans like this. We just cut them up and onto the racks. Let's tip this one. When I get going, I'll do a whole bunch at a time. We just tip them. We want to tip both ends so they dry faster, and just into the size of piece that we want. I could snap them, but these tend to be a little more flexible than a regular bean. So I usually just use a knife on them and bunch them up. Take a whole bunch at a time. Tip them. The other end. Scraps off the end, and that's all there is to it. Then we don't have to be real precise on how we cut them up. And we just layer them on here on our dehydrator trays. Put them in that dehydrator. Let them go. We're kind of humid right now. About 24 hours is all it takes, and they'll be nice and dry. We can put them away, put them in our bags, put the bags in the deep freeze, or we can store them on the shelf. Now, you all have a wonderful day. Go out there, have some fun, get your hands dirty, and above all, keep growing.